Welcome to the next edition of Pizz-Spectives. My name is Rob Pizzichetta, founder of Mont Wealth, and we had some exciting news this week. We were announced as finalist for the Institute of Managed Accounts Professionals Managed Boutique Licensee of the Year. Thank you very much for the recognition. Also, congratulations to the other finalists, so we'll go through that in a sec. But let's talk about what is a managed account and how does it benefit you. So, as we always do, we go through the general advice disclaimer. Anything we discuss today is general advice only. Anyone acting on this advice does so entirely at their own risk. For those watching on YouTube, you can see my contact details there if you'd like to learn more. Otherwise, for those on the podcast, I'll put some contact details in the description. So, let's go forward. So, as I said, we were announced as a finalist for the Managed Account Boutique Licensee of the Year 2025. 3 other contestants in our group: Alvia Asset Partners, Halcyon Private Wealth, and Strategic Wealth Life Stage. So congratulations to those. The presentation ceremony is on the 21st of August, 2025. So we're excited. Kate and I will be attending that, representing Mont Wealth. So what is a managed account? A managed account is a professionally managed investment portfolio that is held in an individual's investor's name, but directed by an experienced investment manager like us, Mont Wealth. Unlike traditional managed funds where assets are pooled, investors in a managed account retain direct ownership of the underlying securities. This structure enhances transparency, control, and tax efficiency. At a structural level, managed accounts involve 4 key players. Firstly, you, the investor. You define your financial goals, your investment horizon, and your risk appetite. So there are managed accounts that serve growth, balance, conservative, moderate, income, whatever it might be. We've designed our own, of course, so we'll talk a little bit about that in a sec. Obviously, the financial advisor, which is me, which designs the advice strategy and selects an appropriate managed account solution. In this instance, it's us. We've created those, and I'll tell you why we created those. And the portfolio manager or Mont Wealth Investment Committee constructs and rebalances the portfolios in line with strategic objectives and market dynamics. And then finally, there's a platform provider. They process the trades, they handle reporting and ensure timely alignment to the model portfolio. And these reportings, they report quarterly, monthly, but also for tax reporting purposes as well. So it helps you with your account for tax purposes. And then obviously managed accounts come in several forms. There's SMAs, which are separately managed accounts. There's MDAs, which are managed discretionary accounts, which is what we do here. And there's UMAs, which are unified managed accounts. So Mont Wealth's mass managed account structure is wholesale MDA on the Hub24 platform, delivering institutional discipline with the flexibility of personal advice. Now, the key features and advantages. Now, there's a few to talk through here, so let's go through. Number 1, transparency and direct ownership. So unlike pooled investments, managed accounts offer full visibility over individual holdings. Mont Wealth investors can see exactly what they own, which funds, which assets, and why. This creates trust, enhances engagement, and simplifies tax reporting. 2, professional management and customization. Mont Wealth's portfolios are actively monitored by a diverse investment committee comprising experienced leading research partners like Greenwood & Co. and Foresight Analytics. And our combined top-down and bottom-up investment process blends strategic asset allocation, tactical adjustments, and active-passive implementation to suit a wide range of client profiles. Now, 3, tax efficiency. Capital gains and income distributions are attributable to the individual investor rather than being diluted across a unit trust. This personalised tax treatment can reduce unintended tax consequences and optimise after-tax outcomes, particularly valuable in superannuation and retirement phases. 4, timely portfolio adjustments. In traditional portfolios, changes require client approvals and advisor meetings, introducing delays and opportunity costs. In contrast, managed accounts enable real-time execution of portfolio changes across all accounts. By doing this, it's fair, it's equitable, and it's efficient. The blending of active, passive, factor-based, and alternative strategies delivers a sophisticated solution tailored to individual outcomes. Now, we spoke earlier about the objectives for the underlying client. Now, we'll continually promote this, but we defined investors into 2 buckets. We believe that balanced and growth investors are in the same bucket. And why? We think that balanced and growth investors are accumulators. They're looking for returns, but what we try and deliver through our strategic strategy is consistent returns, less volatility, and trying to emulate stock market returns through a cycle, as I said, without the vol. Now, we try and be aggressive when the investment environment allows and defensive when the investment environment requires. So we're targeting 8% return, average over a 5 to 7 year period. Now, we think moderate, conservative, and income-seeking investors should also be considered as the one big group. Now, what we try and do is strategically and tactically allocate capital to meet the objectives through the cycle. We try and target high-yielding investments that sit above cash, try and provide stable income with some capital growth, and protect on the downside with lower volatility. So they are the investment objectives that we're trying to achieve here at Mont Wealth. And we also talk about the philosophy in action. So what we try and do here is we align to client goals. As discussed, every portfolio is benchmarked against investor objectives, not just an index return. So we try and be much more broad and say, what are we trying to achieve here from our investment decisions? We invest in multi-asset and we're quite diversified. There's 8 core asset classes, including real assets, private markets, and alternatives, which reduce risk and concentration. And we try and be active and tactical. The team can swiftly respond to regime shifts or monetary policy changes and market dislocations. We so far haven't had to do that, but it does give us the opportunity to. Manager research excellence. Now, with the support from Foresight and Greenwood, only top quartile managers with differentiated styles are selected in our portfolios, and that probably explains part of the reason why our performance has been top rated more recently. And capital preservation is focused. So particularly in the income portfolio, downside protection is prioritized over short-term gains. And obviously, the framework at Mont Wealth is shaped by the evolving economic environment that we saw between the period of 1980 to 2020, when there was this disinflation, rates were coming down. It was actually quite complementary to take risk, build wealth, and we believe that it now has changed despite what we've seen more recently with some of these V-shaped recoveries. As we move forward as well, the advisor benefits, efficiency, consistency, and scalability. So first, let me talk about efficiency and governance. Centralized decision-making by the investment committee reduces administrative burden. It also frees up advisors from producing time-consuming records of advice for every portfolio change, and portfolio changes are implemented consistently across all clients in real time. Now, we always wonder, and part of the reason why we created this was to say, okay, if you're an advisor and you're trying to change portfolios for your 120 clients, how do you go about doing that efficiently and fairly and equitably? Now, firstly, do you call Jack Andrews or Jack Smith? Or do you call your most important client first and your least important client last? We believe that managed accounts make it much more equitable no matter the size, your surname, or how you fit in the structure of the wealth advice practice, that managed accounts are the most equitable way of doing it. The managed account structure allows advisors to deliver institutional quality investment frameworks alongside holistic financial planning. And also client engagement and communication. There's transparency via direct asset ownership, enhances client understanding, and obviously our daily communication touch points with the Mont Journal, the weekend deep dives with Pizz-Spectives, and our annual manager events, builds trust and engagement. And with using the platform, there's regular reporting links available, and you can actually see exactly how you're performing anytime that you like. Client engagement and communication obviously quite important, and we've already highlighted that. So in conclusion, managed accounts represent a modern, powerful way to invest, delivering clarity, consistency, and confidence for investors and advisors alike. When implemented with the governance, professionalism, and investment depth offered by Mont Wealth's managed account service, the result is an investment solution capable of weathering uncertainty and achieving real-world objectives. Whether you're seeking long-term capital growth or reliable income in retirement, Mont Wealth's strategic growth and income portfolios provide a purpose-built solution, supported by an experienced investment committee, rigorous manager research, and real-time oversight. These portfolios reflect the future of personalized, outcomes-based investing. For investors ready to move beyond set-and-forget strategies and embrace equitable institutional-grade advice, a managed account with Mont Wealth may be the right next step. Again, we add another feather to our cap. The IFA Excellence Award finalist in 2023, Newcomer of the Year. Now we are Boutique Licensee Managed Account finalist in 2025. Wish us luck on the 21st of August. Thanks for your time.